Hello, welcome to episode 3 of Pub Football with Miles and Jimmy, the show for the 2019-20 Premier League season, where we talk about the football, we talk about the weekend's results and the preview the next weekend, whilst drinking some beers, just like you do at the pub. Massive games of football over the weekend, big weekend of Premier League football. It's sort of, I know it's only week 2, but we're starting to see where clubs are at now, I think.
Yes, already.
Slowly. Yeah. So, I'll run through the results quickly. I need to refresh, I want to be able to speak. Early kick-off on the Saturday. Arsenal 2, Burnley 1 at the Emirates. We had Villa 1, Bournemouth 2. Then Brighton 1, West Ham 1, Everton 1, Watford 0. This is going through the 3 o'clock kick-offs, of course. Norwich 3, Newcastle 1. Southampton lost 2-1 at home to Liverpool. Not that surprising. And the late kick-off of the day, a lot of drama we will talk about later. Manchester City 2, Tottenham Hotspur 2 at the Etihad. On Sunday, so yesterday's games, we had Sheffield United 1, Crystal Palace 0, and the later kickoff was Chelsea 1, Leicester 1. We won't do Wolves Man United because it's not happened yet. When we film this, we're about 45 minutes, an hour away from kickoff, aren't we?
About that, yeah.
Yeah, so we will include that at the start of Thursday's show. Let's start at the start of the weekend. I think if we just do it in time order.
Let's start with the best team, eh?
Start the best. Oh God, here we go. Arsenal, a strong home win against Burnley. It sounded to me, I was on the radio while this was playing.
Yes.
But it sounded to me like Arsenal started really strongly and then Burnley came back into it a lot.
Yeah, so Burnley are an incredibly difficult side to play at the best of times. Yeah. They've got their own way of playing, just hit it up to the strikers, nice physical side, and Arsenal are very susceptible to anything like that. So It was a bit of a slog at times. But yeah, your favourite player, Dani Ceballos, decided to have an absolute blinder at the weekend.
This has killed me.
And it was the first thing I thought to do the second the game finished, just think of you and go, I can't wait for Monday.
Obviously, Dani Ceballos is watching the show, big fan.
Of course he is, yes.
He's pretty much, last week, to put this in context, if this is the first time you're watching it.
You absolutely slated him last week.
I thought in his cameo in the first game when you played against Newcastle, I thought he looked a bit lightweight in his 15-minute cameo. You were the one to say it was only 15 minutes. He was a very good player.
Yeah.
And I was adamant that he reminded me of Eric Lamela when he started at Tottenham. I was very wrong.
He was brilliant from start to finish. His work rate was great. He was brilliant on the ball. Yeah. Technically so good.
Yeah, it's annoying.
He against a really physical side, he was our best player.
He mixed it up.
He stood up to the challenge of getting kicked. Yeah, it was just brilliant from start to finish.
He did look a little bit. He did actually, when watching him this time around.
Yeah.
Reminded me, just even the way he looks and the way he moves, he reminded me a little bit of a young Cesc Fabregas.
Yeah, and I love the fact he just wanted the ball as well. It's a massive plus, especially in a very young midfield as well, to just take the ball and just do what he does with it. I thought it was great.
Really killed me, that.
Yeah,
it really
I
killed
know
me.
it did.
Now I've got to cling to hope because he turned down Tottenham for Arsenal. I've got to cling to hope that Angel Di Maria played well in his first couple of Premier League games.
I think, it's a great start, and obviously I hope he continues to improve and he'll be a massive asset to Arsenal.
Yeah, Andre Lacazette, played well. Alexandre Lacazette, sorry, not Andre, I thought that sounded wrong. And Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang showed his class yet again. Yes. Very tidy finish, nice goal.
Yeah.
Solid performance all round.
Yeah, obviously there are sort of causes for concern with kind of the free kicks and corners coming in. You're always a bit wary of what's going to happen. But I thought Luis did all right, I've got to say. I thought he marshalled the back four, especially in the last minute when sort of Pope's winning headers in your box. You suddenly go, what's going on?
But Nick Pope is like 6'5".
Yes. So we held up to it, and it was a really good win to get. Ground it out.
A little bit worried about the defence though, because the goal came from sloppy defending. Is it going to be a cause for concern? Because there will be games where it is tighter.
Yes, agreed.
And you might not have been able to score twice, and you might want to be hanging on to a 1-0.
I think it'll get stronger. I think it's a good basis. You've got Tini to come back in. Bellerin will come back in. Rob Holding's there.
Rob Holding's good.
And our midfield was very different. We obviously know Xhaka. And obviously Willock and we had Guendouzi and Ceballos. So a very young midfield. I thought Willock was great. I was a little bit disappointed with Reece Nelson. He didn't really get into the game.
No, he went off at half time.
He did, Pepe came on. Did really well.
So annoying.
So there's a lot of options, and obviously Torreira then came on. You've still got Mkhitaryan, you've still got all these players. Obviously Mkhitaryan.
I think that top 4 is a realistic aim for Arsenal.
Yeah.
I think even top 3. I really do. I think Arsenal are they've just sort of gone under the radar. There was a lot said about can't spend any money.
Yeah.
What they have done is spent money very wisely. The deal for Pepe over instalments is just great football business.
They accepted it. Incredible.
Great football business, great bit of business. And the problem with Ceballos is it's a loan, and if he does really well, will he stay?
No, but I like already his attitude, like the way he celebrated the winning goal. It was just like, most people come on loan, you just think they're there just to play. They don't really care. Didn't get that impression at all.
You never know, he could push for the move.
Yeah,
Might
I
not
hope
want
so.
to go back.
I think it'd be great.
Yeah.
Great. Honestly, he's going to get
over
better,
years. Yeah, he will. I hope he leaves at the end. As for Burnley, I still think encouraging, especially after last season where they were so under par. Decent performance.
Yeah,
they played well.
They were decent. They played really well. We just had a little bit more quality, and that was it.
Yeah, but that's Burnley though. They're going to be in that sort of 10th to 17th area.
Yeah.
I can't see them going down, but they'll be around there, and I think it's very encouraging.
Yeah, they have their unique way of playing, and it's going to work, and they're going to score goals.
Yeah,
they're going to be fine.
I think Sean Dyche has got more of a settled side to do that now. I think that Dwight McNeil having sort of that 6 months of Premier League experience is really going to help. I like them as a side. I really do.
They're just solid, aren't they?
Yeah,
all around,
they
are solid.
And even players like Danny Drinkwater, they're perfect Burnley players. So uninspiring for a top club.
Yeah.
But for Burnley, that is
hard,
such a good player for them.
right.
Cam's got a good passing range. Get it up to the strikers quickly. He's a tidy player. He's good. Sean Dyche came out and talked about diving. I think that it's fair to say, agree with what he was saying, did it in the wrong game.
Yeah, I watched the entire game, and to be fair, I had no idea what he was going on about it.
Match of the day especially showed a couple of clips.
Yeah.
It looked like players got touched and they went down.
They
and I know that, they're going down easily, and I get that, but the thing is, the attitude towards going down has changed. Now it's a case of if you get a knock, you go down. And yes, maybe you wouldn't trip if you didn't have to.
Yeah.
But if you don't get the free kick, and it is a foul.
I also think it was probably highlighted more due to the fact it was a foul on Guendouzi in like the last minute, where they could have maybe got something back and had a free kick going the other way.
Yeah.
And I could see why he might have been a bit irate about that, but there was nothing there.
No.
Just move on.
Right sentiment though, and it's good that he highlighted that a yellow card is the most you can get for diving. We said this. Sin bin would be perfect.
Of course it would be.
Perfect use of a sin bin rule.
Deters it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does, because you get 10 minutes with 10 men. Perfect.
Agreed.
Moving on to the first 3 o'clock kickoff. A slightly worrying sign for Aston Villa losing at home to Bournemouth.
Yeah, you think first home game, they'd be straight at it, and obviously it's massive sucker punch, lose 2 goals early doors, and you suddenly go, oh, okay.
2 big mistakes as well.
Yeah.
Not very uncharacteristic from Tom Heaton.
Oh, big time. Why he came out with his feet as well, it just didn't make any sense.
Yeah, if he'd have gone down, he probably would have got to the ball.
If he went with his hands, he would have got there.
If he'd gone to his hands and he'd gone with conviction,
yes,
he sort of stuttered.
He did, he dallied out towards it, and then suddenly went, what am I going to do?
And then kicked him.
Yeah.
What am I going to kick him?
Yeah.
Yeah, just worrying. And then the second goal, Douglas Luiz, who did score a screamer.
Yeah.
Wow.
The second one, I genuinely think he thought, who was it?
Grealish.
Yeah, Grealish was right behind him.
But the
obviously
problem
he
is,
but
you're on the edge of your box.
Yeah,
you don't take the risk. Don't take the risk, especially in the Premier League. And yeah, it took a deflection, but
especially after you conceded that 2 minutes earlier than that as well. Surely you'd think, do you know what? Let's settle it down. Let's try and hit the channels. Yeah.
But yeah, it is a bit worrying. I just,
to be fair,
I thought they looked like the best newly promoted side. I've changed my mind already.
I think that's brave. I think they played quite well in the second half, and obviously they got back into it. And I think obviously there's such an overhaul of players in that squad. It's going to take time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they'll get enough goals and they'll stay up. Definitely.
Bournemouth are tidy.
3 West teams in them. So.
Well, you say that, but we will say that about a lot of teams, and then we'll realise there's only 2 teams left.
Yeah, Norwich were one of those. So
yeah, I think Bournemouth looked tidy. Bournemouth looked like Bournemouth.
Bournemouth got what they wanted. 2 early goals. They went right. We're done.
Yeah,
we don't need to score. We can counter. Yeah,
they played like Bournemouth. Yeah. Josh King will do a job. I like Harry Wilson. I'm glad he got off the mark. I think that I like his shoot on sight approach. I think it could be very frustrating. It reminds me slightly at times of Andros Townsend when you're like, what are you doing shooting from there?
But it will come off, yeah.
Yeah, he'll score some worldies. It will get some. So it will be one of his goals this season. Will probably go down with the goal of the season at the end of the year because he shoots so often.
To be fair, the goal looked great in real time, but obviously there's a massive deflection.
Yeah, still goal of the season.
Yeah.
I think that Bournemouth will do Bournemouth this year.
Yeah. Standard Bournemouth 1 win out of 2. It's going to be like the whole season, isn't it? So Yeah, they'll be okay.
Team that has started the season very, very well, I think, is Brighton. Home draw with West Ham.
They were lucky not to win that game as
They
well.
were. I like the look of Trossard.
Yeah, very good player. He's a better version of Knockaert.
I agree with that.
Already is.
Yeah, he's similar, but just looks...
He's got more end products. You can already tell he's going to be better.
He looks like he's got better attitude as well. Yeah. Knockaert, you could sort of tell, he's a moody Frenchman.
Yeah, and you could tell his finish he was going to score. The way he just lined it up, you're like, that's going straight bomb.
Well, the first finish was great.
Yeah.
But unfortunately it was ruled out correctly. VAR doing its job. I do worry about that, though, with the VAR, is the standard of linesman going down, because that was clear. It was quite clear offside.
Yeah, and it took forever to get to that decision. So it does make you go...
I know that they're not meant to put their flags up, but I still want... Because I guess it disrupts if they've made a mistake, it disrupts the flow.
Yeah.
But something that's that clear, which, we're not talking about some of these ones that have come off with like a centimetre. This was half a body.
Yeah.
Like, this was a full length offside.
I know, in real time it's difficult, I get that.
It is,
but for that level...
You'd think that you should back yourself as a linesman to put the flag up. And you can put the flag up and the ref doesn't have to blow the whistle. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But I want to see the flag go up.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, a little bit disappointing because I thought Brighton were much the better side as well. Yeah. Well, West Ham got a goal. Nothing.
It's not been the start of the season that I thought they'd have. I think what we've done is what happens every year with West Ham. We've gone, those Sunspurs look quite good this year.
Hype them up a bit.
And then we forget they're West Ham.
Yeah, to be fair, Lanzini played really well. I've got to say that. Lanzini was...
That's like a new signing this season.
Oh, definitely.
Came back towards the end of last season, didn't really get back to where he was. Having a... I think he went off to the Copa America, didn't he? And he's had pre-season, so he's got some games under his belt now.
Yeah, they didn't start Haller, which surprised me, considering I thought he did all right in the first game. Obviously, Man City at home is a difficult game to judge anyone on. So they obviously went with Fernandes.
Hernandez
it did work.
scored.
Yeah,
scored a goal. Well, the thing is, Hernandez is proven.
Yeah.
I know he's not done that well at West Ham, particularly, but he's a proven Premier League goal.
And the thing is, in that position, you would back him 20 times over compared to Haller to score that goal.
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely. He's class.
Yeah.
The West Ham midfield, I'm surprised, isn't dominating games a bit more. They're playing Declan Rice and Jack Wilshere next to each other.
You'd think,
I would have thought, especially even away at Brighton, not at Brighton, but away games against the lower sides.
Yeah.
You would think that those two would have the quality to get on the ball.
In that midfield, just to calm it down, keep the ball, do the right things.
It doesn't quite seem to be clicking because Brighton got a
lot
lot of
chances,
leeway. Neil Maupay missed a sitter.
He missed an absolute
proving us right. He scored last weekend. He's proving us right again.
Nice set-up play from Glenn Murray, by the way. Actually played really well.
I like Glenn Murray. I think that Glenn Murray...
He's intelligent as well. He knows what he's doing. So, really great ball across to Maupay. I can't believe he actually missed.
I actually think some of that game intelligence comes from years playing in the lower levels. He's a big man. Yeah. He knows how to mix it physically. He's played lower level football, but he's also played loads and loads of games. Yeah. He's not like a player who sat on the bench for a Premier League side for most of his career. He's played a hell of a lot of football. He's scored a hell of a lot of goals. So he knows what he's doing.
And I like the fact Potter's going with him as well to start the season. I know they've got new signings in, but it makes sense. Experience.
Yeah, and he's a club legend, isn't he?
Yeah.
He really is. I think it's been a very encouraging start for Graham Potter. And a team that I thought that there were two teams that were going to be really struggling this season. I didn't think one of them after the last 48 hours of the window, but before that was Newcastle and Brighton. I thought carried over from last season were the ones that really gave Norwich, Sheffield United, Aston Villa a bit of hope about staying up. But Brighton have done really well. Done really well.
Yeah.
Two teams that I think got their season more back on track, and I know it's going to sound funny for one set of fans. Everton 1, Watford 0. The reason I say that Watford look back on track is because they turned up. They played quite well.
They played really well, and they're very unlucky not to get something out of the game. Yeah, definitely.
Last weekend, they were dreadful. They're absolutely appalling. They didn't show up to the game. It was like the first day at school. They just went to catch up with their mates and just have a doss about.
And I also think Everton would have been disappointed to only get a draw at Palace, to be honest. So,
yeah, exactly. So this is going to calm down. But I think that Everton will be very happy with a 1-0 win. Good goal. Very good ball from Digne.
Yeah, just straight over the back line, straight onto it, took it really well. I know there's a slight bit of deflection. Yeah,
one of our favourites. So Bernard on the score sheet.
Well.
Another player who did well when he came on was Ken.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, looked really lively. Should have scored actually.
Yeah,
just grabbed one wide.
But coming into the Premier League, he looked like he's full of confidence.
Richarlison had loads of chances.
Yeah.
You expect him to bury a couple of those as well.
I expect Ken to start next weekend over Calvert-Lewin. I think that Calvert-Lewin's holding space.
I was surprised to see him in the starting lineup again.
He's not very good. Well, he's been given the number 9 shirt.
Yeah, big pressure.
Why? Watford, though, much improved performance. They showed up. They played quite well. This is more what Watford are about.
Yeah.
And, an away loss at Goodison Park isn't the end of the world.
And they should have had a penalty. Delafeu clearly got fouled by Mina.
Yeah, Mina who
100%.
got properly in his face. I don't mind seeing that. That's one way of telling the ref that it wasn't. Like, you could hack someone down, you get in their face and say, no, you get up, you diving cheat. And the ref will go, oh, he's really angry about that one. It probably might have been a dive, and give a corner.
It's a blatant penalty. Blatant as well. It's a shame. But
positives.
Yeah, it is positive. And Watford are improving, which is good.
Yeah, Watford, last weekend, Watford looked like relegation fodder. This weekend, they look more the team that could push the top 10.
Obviously, Deeney had a great chance. He just smashed Pickford in the face. Which is great.
I really like the Watford kit as well.
Yeah, it's really
one.
nice. Yeah.
It's like Blackburn with better colours.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Just works, isn't it? I really like it. Big result for one team, real disaster for another was at Carrow Road. Norwich 3, Newcastle United 1. Now, I said some stuff about Danny Cabarrus at the start of the season, and I'm going to remind you about a player that you said wouldn't score goals in the Premier League.
Well, I'm not the only one who had this feeling that he might struggle, but he has hit the ground running. His finishes were absolutely brilliant.
Pukki is the first player ever to score 4 goals in his first 2 Premier League games. Now, these could be the only 4 goals he scores all season, but looking at the way he finished, I would say he's going to score a few this year.
Yes, definitely.
He could even have a Kevin Phillips season for Sunderland.
The way he takes the chances as well, especially the third goal, the way he just guided it into the corner. It was great. People
talk about the first goal, which was falling out the sky, great volley. The keeper got hands on it, but superb volley, great technique. But a lot of Premier League players could do that. Just you hit it right. I think I've seen Rio Ferdinand score a volley out of the sky before. Yeah. The third one, for me, was the best finish.
Yes, agreed.
The composure on his weak foot to just slide into the bottom corner.
Pressure on him.
I really liked that. That was a striker's goal. That was a goal of a top quality striker.
Yeah, agreed.
And Norwich on the whole look quite good. I like the midfielder, the local lad.
Cantwell,
the East Anglian. Yeah. From the area, played very well.
Just really like their mix. They've obviously got the young players, so they've got Ben Godfrey, they've got Lewis one side, they've got the other bloke, Aaron's the other side. Yeah. I really like that. Cantwell midfield and Pukki who's going to score goals by the looks of it.
They have got a good mix.
They have, and they're going to be very difficult to beat at Carrow Road.
Well, it depends. If you target Grant Hanley, you might be all right.
Well, yeah, the way he nearly fell over as Shelby just moved his body slightly.
Yeah, good finish from Shelby, but too little too late.
Yeah, Newcastle, oh my God.
Newcastle, and this is the thing, Norwich look like a team that will... I still think they'll be around the relegation area. I see them being, I can't see them pushing up to the top 10.
I just like the way they play. They're attacking. They're trying to do the right things. They're positive.
Yeah.
Newcastle just have nothing at the moment.
Absolutely look like a team who are going to be in a scrap this season.
Yeah, 100%.
They're going to be a massive scrap. I was sort of looking at the BBC Sports stream during the game. I loved the comment. Someone came in and said, Joelinton is effectively a £40 million wardrobe, and he was poor. We said last weekend we thought he did okay.
I thought he did well last week, but he missed an absolute sitter as well.
He didn't do much. He couldn't hold the ball up.
No.
He just didn't look. He looked like one of those players who has a fancy name, and people are going to think, "Oh, Joelinton, that sounds like a good footballer."
There were points, though. I will give him a bit of credit. There were points where obviously the ball's going up to him, but everyone's like 30 yards behind him. Yeah. It's quite difficult as a lone striker to try and hold it up and get sort of Almiron and other people into play. But
true, Almiron didn't look good.
Yeah, Almiron was really poor.
And I know that last season you were talking about...
I really like Almiron, but he was really poor.
I don't. There was the dive last weekend against Arsenal, and I just don't... it's a hard one. He looked very good in the MLS, but, there's so many, Josie Altidore scores goals in the MLS and he was crap.
Yeah, to be fair, it is again early days. We're only 2 games in. And
but he played the second half of last season and he was rubbish as well.
To be fair, he started well. He did start well. And obviously, I agree, he did start to tail off.
That could have been all confidence.
I'm massively concerned for Newcastle because they've got Spurs away next.
That's the type of game Spurs lose.
So, Bruce is under massive pressure already. You don't lose.
It's not his fault.
You just don't lose to a rival like that, though. You don't mind losing, but they were really poor.
My issue with Newcastle is everyone's been saying about getting the checkbook out. Like, Mike Ashley needs to get his money out, get his signings in. They've shown that just spending money doesn't necessarily create anything, because they've bought in Jolton for 40 mil and he's not worth it. Even when he plays well, 40 million is way too much. 15, 20.
I think really they need 11 new players. I would have spent even more money.
But 15, 20. Jolson is a 15, 20 million pound
Of course
player.
he is. He's not a prolific goal scorer, and I don't understand why they bought him. You could have gone and got, it might sound stupid, but got like a Charlie Austin for like 10 million.
And he looks better.
Yeah, he'll score goals.
Yeah. There was no Sant Maximin, which is one positive Newcastle fans can take away from it, because I thought he looked very good against Arsenal.
He will improve the size.
I think that if he's back next week, he'll cause Tottenham some problems, whichever side he plays on. Danny Rose or Cole Walker-Peters.
Yeah.
So that's one sort of positive they can take, is they have one player who looks like he could be.
And to be fair, Shelby came on, did well, scored a good goal.
I really think Steve Bruce is the type of manager you can get. I've said this, that can get the best out of Shelby. He looks like a good man manager.
Yeah.
So there are things, they're less positives, but more sort of threads of hope.
Yeah.
Because
it's not doom and gloom yet, Newcastle fans. Do not worry, there's a long way to go.
2 games in, but
you never know.
Struggle.
We might be saying next Monday, go, oh, great win for Newcastle. That'd be great.
I wouldn't. I'd be sitting here crying. Southampton losing to Liverpool at home 2-1. I think this was a massive opportunity for Southampton.
Big time. The first half, they had so many chances.
Yeah.
And just Che Adams is not a prolific goal scorer. He's just not going to score goals.
Liverpool coming off a 120-minute plus penalties game in Istanbul. They pretty much got off the plane and walked to the ground.
They did, yeah.
There was a massive opportunity, and Southampton had chance. Danny Ings missed a sitter.
Yoshida headed straight to Adrian.
Yoshida got above Van Dijk. We need to say that as well. Yoshida got above Van Dijk to put a header which he should have scored in the goal.
Scored, yeah. They had chances. They had real chances.
Yeah. Like I said, Danny Ings, Che Adams had chances.
Yeah,
that he should have scored.
Yeah, Liverpool got away with one this week, and I've got to be honest. But
and
teams who go for the title grind it out, don't they?
Yeah, and Adrian made a couple of mistakes.
Yeah, his kicking is horrendous at times.
Yeah, he's not Alisson.
No, not in the middle.
There was the one. Well, he gave the goal when he kicked it against Ings, but there was another one as well where he kicked the
first half. Yeah, straight out for a goal kick. Just does not look comfortable with his feet.
But as long as Mane, Firmino keep scoring, and Salah scored last weekend, but as long as
that's the thing, is they look really poor defensively, but as long as you've got that attacking threat with the three of them, they are going to score goals.
With Van Dijk there, I wouldn't say poor defensively.
They have been at the start of the season, mate. They've
not been
great chances.
Yeah, I think I don't think Fabinho started, and I think he's key to that.
No, you have Milner in midfield, and Henderson.
Henderson's not the holding midfielder. Fabinho is. He's not disciplined enough.
No, agreed.
He showed that for England in the World Cup. He's an energetic player. But there's energetic like Kante in holding midfield, who's a bit disciplined, and there's energetic just thinking, there's the ball, I'm going to go for it.
I just think there's a slight difference between sort of this year and last year in terms of Liverpool defending. Obviously, they're keeping clean sheets galore at the start of last year. They are struggling to keep clean sheet at the moment.
Yeah, they have had the upset of the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I get that, but even so.
And they haven't had a settle back for yet because of the games in quick succession.
Agrees.
Going forward though, I know that people talk about Salah. Mane's there. If
Mane's injured, I think they're stuffed. I think
he's great.
Yeah, agreed.
I think he's better all round than Salah.
Yes, I agree.
I think Salah's a good finisher, good goal scorer, more selfish.
Yeah.
I think that Mane he scores as many goals, but he will create more.
He works hard as well. He gets back. More. Yeah, he does the basics really.
Sadio Mane. But winning a game like this is what Liverpool did last. I remember last season, Liverpool didn't start the season playing very well.
No, they're just grinding the results.
But they kept getting results, and if that grinds them into gear this year again, well, what can you do?
And there is optimism, Liverpool fans. You're only 2 points ahead of City.
You are, because the next game we're going to talk about 5:30, Manchester City 2, Tottenham 2. Let's start with the obvious bit. VAR at the end.
Yes.
Disallowing a goal for City. Now, I just want to be the first person to point this out. This wasn't a VAR. This isn't a VAR
issue.
Rules
now,
the rule is rubbish. Of course, when the Man City goal was disallowed, I was delighted. But you even saw Hugo Lloris laughing, really?
Yeah.
Like, it's such a bad rule. So the rule is, if it hits a player's arm, whether it's intentional or not, and it leads to a goal, the goal will be disallowed. So I think it was Laporte went for a header, and it missed his head and just bounced off his elbow when it was next to his body, and flipped through to Gabriel Jesus. Terrible rule, shouldn't be a rule, should never have been ruled out. But that is the rule. VAR picked it up. VAR did its job. That was, VAR did its job. It's not a VAR problem. That rule needs to be changed.
Yes.
But you can't change it now. You have to wait to the end of the Premier League season.
No, they're asking for it to be changed now. They can't do that.
You can't do that.
You can't change season through.
You can't change rules after it's affected teams. Then do you give... Because if you change the rule now, then for me, you have to give Man City the goal.
Agreed.
And then you have to give Wolves their goal last weekend, but then there was so much left of the game for Wolves that could change the game completely.
It'll work out in City's favour at some point this year. They'll have it where something happens and it swings and roundabouts. It will happen.
Absolutely. Now we've got that out of the way. Going to the game as a whole, I feel like the game showed the difference in class as to where City are and to Liverpool and to where Tottenham are.
City must be scratching their heads how they didn't win the game. They were so much better.
So much better. And the biggest thing for me is watching the way City play out from the back compared with Tottenham. Everyone's saying, City pressed so well. Tottenham pressed well. Tottenham were pressing, but City's movement around that, the movement of their centre-backs, the movement of their full-backs, the movement of their midfield, means there's always an option to play out. Tottenham... And having a goalkeeper who can as well.
Yes.
Edison's
Lloris
calm.
is horrendous.
Lloris just he can't open his body out. He just goes back into a dangerous area.
And obviously your favourite Sanchez didn't have the best of games.
He's a liability.
Yeah.
He's an absolute he's all over the place.
And
he did some good stuff. He did dribble out once, but that was more sort of like, oh my god, I've got the ball, what's going to happen?
And as you said, why is Vertonghen not even playing? Surely, just put him in.
I don't care if he wants to go.
Yeah, agree, just play him.
Yeah, he can go in 2 weeks or whenever, he can go next week, but play him now.
Yeah, agreed.
Because he's he's a professional as well. He'd work hard when he plays. Even if he's leaving, he would work really hard.
Yeah, agreed.
But I just think that, Tottenham, the way Tottenham play out is static. It's like the centre-backs get it, and the midfielders expect it to just come to them. Harry Winks buzzes around, but there's lack
as you say, it is the movement from it's kind of playing out from the back. If you get the ball from your keeper, you need the movement in front of you, otherwise you are stuffed.
Yeah, but there is an element that Lloris can't find those passes as well.
And Lloris, as you say, distribution, we'll get there eventually, just isn't good enough. Either the ball isn't played quick enough, or he just doesn't find the man at the right time.
Absolutely. A player I want to highlight, and I think he'll get highlighted a lot this season, is Raheem Sterling.
Yes.
What a finish.
Yes.
That header was a proper striker's finish.
The ball in, let's forget about the header. The ball in was absolutely sensational.
And I thought Kyle Walker-Peters had a fairly good game. I thought he looked bright, he looked lively, I thought he dealt with Sterling as well as he could.
Even the best right back in the world wouldn't deal with that.
Better players have been the way that ball bent away.
It's just sensational the way he just whipped it in, and you're just like, wow, our entire back line's been taking that play.
So I'm not putting too much blame on the back line for that one.
2 assists from De Bruyne was absolutely sensational.
A great game.
He's miles better than everyone else.
Superb. But Sterling's header. Very good. If he can replicate that for England, things for England, don't play him through the middle, play him out on the left-hand side. That's where he plays his best football.
Yeah, agreed.
That's where it works.
Winner.
Yeah. I really like him. I think he's quickly becoming world-class. He's quickly becoming, and this is a very bold claim, but I think he's quickly becoming a Ballon d'Or candidate.
That is a big claim, isn't it?
Definitely a top 10.
Yeah, he's at a really good level at the moment, and if he continues to score goals and put in great performances, he won't not this year, but next year.
He could even get in the top 3. He's getting to that. He's getting that, and the consistency in his performance is getting that good. De Bruyne should be up there as well.
I was going to say De Bruyne was just absolutely sensational. To think he barely played last year, he's going to improve them massively, and he will just drag that team along, especially in the difficult times. He was great. I really like Rodri as well. Yeah,
and coming from Rodri, a situation where I don't really understand what VAR is there for if they're not going to give it.
Yeah,
Lamella,
horrendous.
As much as it pains me, so happy. So happy with the result. Tottenham got a draw away at Man City.
Thoroughly undeserved as well.
Lamella was all over Rodri, and that's a stonewall penalty.
We watched it in real time, didn't we? We both sat there and went, "Why are we not looking at this? Why are they not going back to it?" Yeah. And they did eventually. Just nothing came of it. I was like, "It's clearly a penalty. He's got his hands around like his
Yeah, he was hugging him.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, don't say that word. What were you about to say? He was hugging him. We'll go with hugging.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Held it back.
Yeah, it was Stonewall. It was absolute Stonewall.
I'm just shocked that it wasn't given. It's just ridiculous.
It makes no sense to me.
Oh, just unreal. Got away with one, Spurs, definitely.
Definitely. But
Unreal.
Edison showed he's human. Terrible positioning for Lamella's goal. Way too far off to his
basically
left.
in the middle of the goal.
I don't know what he was doing. I mean, I guess that if he takes steps to his right, the vision's slightly impaired by defenders, maybe.
I don't know if he just took it so early, he just suddenly went, oh my god, that might be going in. And
It
it's just
was
weird.
far too far to his left. It was weird. It was almost like he was almost had the positioning for if he had a wall in front of him for a free kick. He was that far across his goal.
So far.
But there was so much of the goal to aim at, and Lamella exploited it.
Yeah, took it well.
Yeah, and Lucas Moura, smallest. When you have a corner in the opposition box, you put the smallest man on the pitch on to score a header.
First touch.
Brilliant.
Can't go wrong.
I think that I definitely Tottenham massively outplayed. Positives were obviously the result, and I thought Ndombele's performance was very good.
Yeah, agreed. You can see. I don't understand. Why he keeps taking off Winks. I quite like Winks, and he always gets hauled off after 60 minutes. I don't understand why.
But I guess with Sissoko pushing, you saw again the good and the bad of Sissoko.
Yeah.
But with pushing forward, he's one of those explosive players that can get through. I thought Ericsson was anonymous. I'd rather have taken Ericsson off.
Yeah, Ericsson after last week's kind of cameo where I thought he was great. He was absolutely terrible.
Went back to the last 6 months, Ericsson. Yeah. Excellent. Yay. I think that's enough on Man City Spurs.
Yes.
I think we've covered the bases.
Yes.
On to Sunday's games, and great start to the season for Sheffield United. 1-0 win at home to Crystal Palace. That would have got Bramall Lane absolutely pumped.
Yes, now I watched this entire game and I've got to be honest, it was terrible. But Sheffield United were great. They just stuck to the way they played with their centre-halves just absolutely bombing forward. I thought it was great.
I'm surprised that Palace couldn't exploit that. With the pace they have in Zaha and...
I thought the centre-halves were a bit more reserved than they probably usually would be, because obviously with the threat of Zaha, you're a little bit concerned, because they kept doubling up on him, which made sense. And it basically nullified the rest of the Palace team. I thought they were terrible. They created nothing. Nothing.
I think it shows absolutely why no club should be paying £80 million for Wilfried Zaha.
Yeah.
He's a £50 million player.
Why didn't Hodgson buy a striker? Honestly, it got to the point where I was watching second half, I completely forgot Benteke was on the pitch.
They should have gone back. If Batshuayi doesn't play, they should go back in for him.
Yeah, big time.
I think we worked with the way they
if Zaha's nullified, they've got nothing, and I mean nothing. They bought on James McCarthy. That just proves nothing. Yeah, they're just poor. They really are.
I've had arguments with people saying they think that Zaha's worth 80 mil because Wan-Bissaka went for 50 mil or 60 mil. It was 50, wasn't it? But the thing is, there's a reason Wan-Bissaka and Zaha are at the same price range. They say, Wan-Bissaka's only played one season of Premier League football. But Wan-Bissaka was the second best right back in the league behind Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's worth about 75 mil last season. Plus he's young.
Yeah.
Plus, he's superb. He's got all the athleticism and all the ability to be the best, one of the best. He could challenge Trent Alexander-Arnold for best right back in the world. Wan-Bissaka.
Give him a few years. Yeah, give him a few years.
He's got that much natural ability.
By the way, if he makes a mistake tonight, I'll bring him up on this.
Yeah, but he does. But I'm talking about potential.
Oh, big time.
And I think potential out trumps a player who, right now, when Palace play a team that sit back, can't pick them.
No, and also it doesn't help. To be fair to him, he was literally marked by two players the entire game.
Yeah, so because you can with Palace, there's no one else.
Well, that's the thing. They are just really bad. I don't have optimism for Palace at the moment. I'm really concerned for them. They just don't look like they're going to score a goal.
I think they might struggle this year.
Yeah, agreed. They were so poor.
I really do.
You'd think the big promoted side at home, 1-0 up, you'd think they'd start to get nervous. They just saw it out. They barely did anything. Yeah, it was a really good win.
Yeah, and I think that looking at the bottom of the table, the teams I think now that are going to be around that bottom area are the teams that will be in this relegation scrap this year. I think will be Newcastle. I think will be Palace. Will be Sheffield United. Will be Norwich. Probably Brighton will still be in there, and Southampton will still be in there. I think there's 6 clubs,
and I think
3 spots from those 6 clubs.
You mentioned one earlier. I also think Villa might
Villa.
slightly start to
Yeah, and I should say so 7. There's 7 clubs. There's 3 spots. There's 7 clubs. Palace need to wake up.
Yeah, definitely.
They really need to wake up, and and they've not got anything up front. I almost hope there's a youth team player they can bring in who can bring.
Well, Camarasa didn't play, and I like Camarasa, so it'll make a difference. But apart from that, you've got sort of Jeffrey Slupp coming on. He's terrible.
He's quick though. In that type of game where the centre backs are pushing forward, he could have been good.
Side. The problem is just Benteke just didn't do anything, and if you can't hold things up, you suddenly go,
what's he there for?
Yeah, what are we trying to do?
What a player 5 years ago.
And to be fair, Jagielka came on, which is a great moment.
I love that. I'm surprised he's not starting because he's still not terrible.
No,
a bit old now, but
I think if your centre half's bombing on, he's probably not.
No. Oh, wait, you used to play midfield.
And to be fair, I just want to give a kind of shout out to Luke Freeman. Sorry,
Luke Freeman. Yeah,
we saw him play.
For QPR last year.
He was absolutely terrible.
He was
last
dreadful.
year.
He looked like a school footballer.
Yeah,
playing in
he was so bad, but he came on Sunday and was just did something different. And
yeah,
I know his kind of pass for the goal was absolutely awful, but it did work.
We shouldn't judge him on one game, I guess. Another big game, and this is a big disappointment for me, for Chelsea fans. Lampard's first Premier League home game. It's Leicester at home. You're thinking, the Lampard era is in full swing. We played really well in midweek. They did play a lot of football in midweek, though.
Yeah.
But I see this as 2 points dropped. The draw at home to Leicester.
Leicester thoroughly deserved to win the game.
Yeah,
they were miles better at the end.
Yeah.
Miles
better. The goal they got, very good finish from Mount, but Ndidi gave him the ball. Poor from Ndidi, but he made up for it with a good towering header.
Good pressing, great finish from Mount, great finish. He was literally falling down when he scored. It was great.
Yeah. But beyond that, Chelsea just didn't really create anything.
I watched it all again. Chelsea started very well. For about half an hour, they were fully on top of the game. And then all of a sudden, Leicester started to grow into the game. And for the sort of next hour, they were completely on top.
Yeah.
They were miles better.
Yeah. Chelsea just can't seem to create a shot. I'm not sure that Mason Mount is a number 10.
Where would you play him then?
I think that he's slightly further back. I think that he needs other creative players around him. I just don't think that he's necessarily quick enough with incisive enough passing to really play that 10 role. I think in the Championship, yes. Yeah. In the Premier League, I think he's a bit deeper. I think you get him on the ball and you get him to play it around.
Yeah, I will also say Jorginho actually played really well. And the second he went off, they got absolutely overloaded in midfield.
Never thought we would say that.
No, I mean, he was
a player who can't move is the reason they were.
He was great in that first half hour. Yeah. The second he got bought off after about an hour, Leicester absolutely swamped that midfield and Chelsea looked horrendous.
Yeah.
And they are so fortunate. Maddison, how do you miss that? So easy. Missed an absolute sixer.
I really like James Maddison.
Yeah.
See, James Maddison, number 10.
Oh, his ball in for the goal was absolutely sensational.
That's what I mean when I say the Mason Mount. When you look at Mason Mount, you look at the attributes of Mason Mount against the attributes of James Maddison. The way that Maddison plays the game, the way he can take a player on, the way he's got
wide as well, and I still thought he had a real impact.
That's the thing. Mason Mount can play out wide, and I think a good number 10 probably can normally do a job out on the left. I think Ross Barkley's a better number 10 than Mason Mount. But I think that Mount's future lies slightly deeper. But you're not going to start him over Kante or the greatest player in the Premier League now, Jorginho, apparently.
So he was great, and to be fair, it was great watching it because the last 10 minutes, both teams were just going for it, and it was so great to watch. The final whistle went, and you just thought, if just another 10 minutes of that, we would have seen goals. Yeah, we would have seen goals. William was terrible. Just put that in as well.
William. Yeah, if William hadn't come on.
Yeah, awful.
I'm not sure about Pedro. I think Pedro he's one of those players who sort of. Everyone sort of says has been terrible, and then he played really well for a few weeks.
I thought Pedro played quite well.
And that's the thing coming in the season, Pedro's not good enough for Chelsea.
No,
but then I thought he played really well.
He did all right.
There it goes. There goes the set. Oh no. I'm just going to do this, because it's a good thing we're finishing. We'll finish now, we'll just leave it like that. We'll finish with, what a way to finish. We will finish with, last week we mentioned that what we might do is, when we put our score predictions in, we'd put some money down. We won't actually put some money down. We'll look at the odds and we'll see
who
would make the most money. Way too. Make the most money out of it. So, what we did last weekend was actually we haven't finished it yet because of the Man United game. But we can add that into next week's.
Yes.
So what we did was we took every correct score, not winner, not loser, correct score. We did as if we put £5 on each game, and we came out with.
Someone's done very well this week.
Jimmy has got the results.
So, yes, out of all the 9 games, you got 2 right and I got 1. So you got the Arsenal result right, which was just made me go, oh my God, he's going to get them all right. And then you also got the Sheffield United result right, which is a weird one. And I got the Leicester-Chelsea game right. which means you are miles ahead.
What am I on?
You are £47.50 ahead, and I'm on -5.
So I'm more than £47.50 ahead. I'm £52.50 ahead then.
Yeah, you're miles ahead.
So I'm £52.50 up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the whole season. Yes, by the way. We're going to go through the whole season, and whoever's got the most money at the end wins, and the loser will do a forfeit, which we'll figure out at the behest of the other person. If you win, you figure out my forfeit.
Yes,
if I win, I'll figure out yours. We'll post it up, of course. But
we've still got a game tonight, by the way.
Yeah, we've
both
still got a game
gone
tonight.
for different results,
Yes.
so it could make a massive difference.
But also, with the way this works, £47.50 could be nothing. You get 4 results next week. That could be £200.
Well, 100%. We only got 3 out of the 9.
Yeah,
that's really
47%.
bad.
I wish I put the money on now. £47. I could use that money.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is the episode 3 of Pub Football with Miles and Jimmy. We'll be back on Thursday with the preview of this weekend's Premier League action.
And a review of this tonight's game as well.
Yeah, we will look through tonight's game as well. There's one thing left to say, isn't there? Cheers!